Jeff El Jefe. He made it back. He made it back. What do you know? What? It's perfect? Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. All right. That's a wrap. Good morning. Hey, Ryan. Hey. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today? Great. Yes. Hey, guys. How are you doing today online on the chat? Let us know. What was the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? Did you grab your phone? You went back to sleep. Nice. What was it? Minecraft. Right when you wake up. That's bold. Bold. I love it. Well, hey, guys. If you... This is a rowdy today. I love this. Hey, if you are new, a special welcome to you guys. Whether you are here for the first time or you came back for the first time today, man, super welcome to you guys. If you're logging on for the first time, welcome to you as well. If you're in the third row, welcome. Or I got one in the third row. There's a joke because no one's ever in the third row. So, hey, what's up? All right. Hey, my name is Tyler. I'm the middle school pastor here. And we want to start off with a... Well, at first, some announcements, I guess. Some announcements first. Let me get my handy-dandy clicker. Uh-oh, I think it's missing. Here it is. I went off screen. Uh-oh, I'm still here. I promise you, online community. All right. First, some little announcements real quick. We got a frozen screen. Super awesome. But, hey, squad nights are every single Tuesday, and they are online right now. We used to be on YouTube. But we are on Zoom right now. So every Tuesday night, you can go on Zoom, and there's a QR code. It's on our Instagram pages, on our parent Facebook group pages as well. You will throw it up here on the screen if you're in person. If you are online, this is frozen. My bad. It starts at 6:30. 45. That's right. It used to be 6:30. We moved it to 45. It's on Zoom. And here's the thing. We revamped everything that we do. We wanted more interaction, giving away bigger prizes. Join us on Zoom. You're going to love it. We had a blast this past Tuesday. It's awesome. Don't miss out on squad nights. Also, Kid City's open back up. So if you're looking for a place to serve, man, Kid City would love to have you, whether it's tech, small group leader, whatever it is. I know the Kid City would love to have you. Guys, I apologize. If I have like a somber tone to me this morning, it's because the Rockets traded James Harden away to the Nets, and I am heartbroken because now that means inevitably the Texans are going to trade away Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt because they're not happy. The Astros are losing all their best players. Springer's going to be gone. Did you know that? Yeah, Springer's going to be gone. And now the Rockets gave away Westbrook and Harden. My town's like the next Cleveland. So Houston is next Cleveland. So awesome. The Browns are so good now. They're the new Houston, and they switched. Houston and Cleveland switched places. So we're good. But, yeah, I'm sorry about that. If you're an NBA fan, you know what I'm talking about. But real quick, we are going to play a game. As we're talking about friendships and small groups. We're talking about friendships. So we're going to play a game. We need friends who think they know each other in this room. If you think you know each other, your siblings, that's maybe cheating. Maybe cheating. Who here knows you? Ryan? All right. Come on up. Yeah. We're going to have to people come up. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to fix this as they come up. Here we go. I'm trying this out. Hey, look at that. All right, this is called BFF Showdown. Ryan, come into the grid. Ryan, you're over here. What was your name? Austin, over here in this corner. All right. You each get a dry erase board and a marker. All right, Ryan, this is yours. You have like 5 name tags on you. What do I call you? Hey, anything is cool. That's what he said. Here's how the game works. I'm going to share with you guys random questions about friends. So one of you is going to be the subject. No, like yourself. One of you guys is going to be the subject. So whatever question comes on the screen, you're going to answer about yourself. And the other person is trying to guess what that is. So if it's like middle name, you're going to write your middle name down, and you're going to try to write down what you think his middle name down. See how well you know your friend, right? So which of you wants to be the subject? All right, Ryan's going to be the subject. Austin, you're going to try to guess His stuff. His stuff. All right, here we go. The first one. Middle name. Hey, what do you know? Middle name. Do you know your best friend's middle name? My best friend is Cody. His middle name is Lamar. So I know his. Don't say. Don't guess. Don't guess. Which one? Your middle name? Your middle name. Wait, did you write it? I can't read. Is that one dead too? Rewrite it. You asked for a dead pen and he doesn't even write his answer. What is this? All the markers are 8 years old. Yes, the first one we purchased when we went back into. So one step this way. Austin, there you go, right there, right there. All right. Oh, so you think you know your friend, huh? What's your middle name? Harris? He wrote Harris. He got one right. All right. All right, we're going to do 5 rounds of this. If you get 4 right, you can get whatever you want from the snack shop. All right, here we go. Birthday. Birthday. You can write it anywhere. You can erase it with your hand, your sleeve. Your birthday. My birthday is December 22nd. My friend Cody's is September 24th. So I know this. My wife's is September 9th. My kids are, I don't know, some point. All right. October 29th. October 29th. Are they cheating? I think they're cheating. Online. If you can see them cheating, let us know. All right, next up. Your favorite Disney movie. Now, the first service we had to explain this. Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars. So, favorite overall Disney movie. Yes, Ryan. Pixar is included. So is Marvel. So is Disney. You don't know that. You don't know that. That's his way of cheating. That's the Ryan way. No, you cannot give it. You already did. You said it was. What do you think his favorite Disney movie is? Pixar, Disney, Marvel, or Star Wars? Ooh, nice. What'd you say? And what'd you say? Cars? But he said Toy Story, so you missed one. You got to get both these right. On a scale, it's my favorite one, from 1 to 10. Austin, how funny would Ryan say that he is? This is where friendships are ruined, right here. So, Ryan, I'm watching you. I don't want you to give away anything. So you're not saying how funny he is. How funny do you think Ryan says he is? I'm watching you. Online, the whole world is watching you. In so many different countries. They're watching you right now. Maybe. You don't know. Are you going to write down? He's thinking because he knows that he thinks you're funny. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to ruin a friendship. Let me see. What did you write? On a scale of 1 to 10, he writes 0, which isn't even in the scale. It's what? 1 to 10. He wrote 2. So to be fair, he did get you. He's take one step in this way. All right. That's wrong. We'll do the last one for fun. The last thing they ate. What's the last thing you ate? What do you? Hey, no talking. No talking. This is not the rules of the game. No talking. You can't talk. This is a different question. All right. Biggest fear. Biggest fear. Use this to your advantage, whatever he says, Austin. Good friendships are based foundationally on the pranks you pull on each other. Let the record say that I said that in church. I'm just kidding, but it's pretty fun. Biggest fear, Ryan. Right, you have to write it down. Need a new one? Here you go. Got it. It's done. Done. Biggest fear. Nice. Okay. Where did you write it? Stop it. The only thing that's purple, Tyler. Thanks, I get it. All right. What is your biggest fear? Australia. 70-year-old turtles. Do they live in Australia? Yes. Yes. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to give that to you. You still didn't win the game, but you know what? You guys, that was awesome. Step by the snack shop after you guys have small groups today, and we'll give you something before you leave. All right. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Give me a hand. Online, give me a hand. I legitimately don't know what my best friend's biggest fear is, like legit. But here's the thing. Hey guys, real quick in the front. I do have a great relationship with a lot of friends. And we're going to talk about friendship today. We're going to continue that series talking about what makes a good friendship, how we find good friends, and really how we become good friends. Last week, Aaron talked about what it means to be selfless, right? Friends put the needs of others before themselves. Today, we're going to continue talking about a different thing that will affect both how you look for friends and what kind of friend you are. Check out this video. It's me again. Hey, I just made you look at the bumper so I could put this podium out there and you guys aren't like staring at me crazily. But hey, if you didn't catch it, my name is Tyler and I'm the middle school pastor here at the Apex campus. And if you know anything about me, you would know that I love TV. I love watching TV. Really, it's all you do with TV. I love watching TV. I love watching TV. I love watching TV. And currently right now, I'm pretty sure I'm like following along with at least like 6 different shows like at the same time, which you might think, dude, bro, that's like a normal Friday night for me. Like it's rookie numbers. But that's a lot for me because I have like a family and kids and a job. So like I'm following up with 6 different shows. And here's what they are. So like some old ones, some classics, 24. If you don't know what 24 is, it's a show where the FBI basically has to stop an attack from happening and they have 24 hours to do it. Each season has 24 episodes that are an hour long. So like, you get to see it unfold throughout the day. It's really cool. I love it. Next, Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. Probably shouldn't admit that. Shouldn't say that. I love Rick and Morty. It's great. But I love TV shows that feature really fun, awesome friendships like I want to be a part of, right? Like, for instance, Parks and Rec. Like, the way they interact with one another is awesome. You cannot watch Parks and Rec and not love, like, Andy Dwyer's relationship with everybody or Ron and Leslie's dynamic. It's awesome. I also love New Girl. New Girl's a show with, like, 4 basically millennials are living in an LA apartment. It's like a modern day Friends. It's really funny. I love it. Speaking of Friends, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, this is how I describe it. It's like Friends meets Scooby-Doo. It's friends who don't know what they're doing all the time, trying to like solve crime and be police officers. And it's great because a couple times a season, there's like a special episode, like the Halloween heist episodes, where all the cops enter into a contest to try to steal something and hide it from the others. They're cops and they steal something. It's great. It's a Halloween heist episode. But that got me thinking, what are some of your favorite TV shows that feature a strong friendship? In the chat on YouTube, put it in the comments there. What are some of the friendships on TV that you would love to be a part of? In the room, let's hear some. What are some examples? The Office, yes. Dude, those guys, who would you be a friend with in the Office? You would be a friend with Dwight. I would associate with Dwight. I don't know if I would be a friend with him because I think that would get weird real fast. Yeah. Pam and Jim, yeah, they're like squad goals. Like, they're awesome. I would love that kind of relationship. Yes. Sorry if my wife was watching. I love you. Okay. Outer Banks. All right. Outer Banks. Nice. No one is saying Survivor. If you don't know what Survivor is, it's like an old and a new show. Does that make sense? It's still going on. It's old. It's in season 40 right now. Legitimately, season 40. Yeah. If you don't know, so it's like an old show, but it's also like still a current show. If you don't know what it is, contestants are dropped off in the middle of like an isolated area for however long filming is, maybe 1 to 2 months, I don't know. But they're dropped off in places like Fiji. It's a country in the South Pacific. Or Malaysia. Right? Or the Philippines. Guys, this TV show, it sounds like a dream vacation, if I'm honest, until you realize what the show actually is, right? The show, they drop off these contestants, and they have to outlast one another. They have to battle the elements, and the last person standing wins. Your first thought, maybe the Hunger Games. They don't kill each other. Don't worry. But it's not as easy or fun as it sounds. Like, some seasons, they're dropped off in like Saharan Africa. Sometimes they're in the Amazon, which is like brutally hot and dangerous. Like, I don't want to be in those places. But somewhere like that, yeah, like I'll do that. But at the end of each episode, there's what's called a tribal council, and they vote someone out of the season, off the island, so to speak. And here's where it gets really interesting, because you see drama unfold, and we love drama. If you say you don't like drama, you're lying to yourself. We love drama. And we get to see contestants determine if lying or stabbing each other in the back, metaphorically, not physically, is something that is just part of the show, part of the game, or if it's wrong. And so we see people like form alliances. Hey, I'm not going to vote you off. I'm not going to vote you off. And then they do. And you get to see these friendships fall apart and these relationships fall apart. It's really, really interesting TV. It's not a great friendship thing, but it does teach us a lot about what to look for in friends. And one of the things I caught early on as I was watching this, I used to watch Survivor. I don't anymore because it's on season 40, and I don't have the attention span to do 40 seasons of anything. But is honesty, right? And honesty is what we're going to talk about today. You get to see all along this show, Survivor, how people stab each other in the back and they lie to each other. But if we're honest with ourselves, this is a struggle for us too with our friends. Typically, honesty is the first like attribute or like trait to go out the window, right? It's the first thing that we break. It's the first thing that gets lost in the shuffle, because we live by something that I call selective honesty. You tell the truth whenever it's either convenient for you or whenever you feel like it, right? We don't actually live as completely honest people. I'm going to use your relationship with your parents as an example. You're supposed to be leaving for school. Your mom calls you, hey, we're leaving. Did you brush your teeth? Yes. And then it's like, why did I say that? Now that I said yes, I can't brush my teeth now because they'll know that I'm lying. Now I just kind of live with it and go about my day without brushing my teeth, right? But here's the messed up part. Hey, listen, if you do that, you're in good company. I did that when I was a kid. Well, you're not in good, you're in company. You're not alone. But sometimes you find it like happen where you don't mean to lie. It just kind of slips out, like just kind of pops out. You're like, why did I say that? Right? That's kind of how messed up this is. We don't even have to think about it. We don't really have to like choose it. It just kind of flows out naturally from us. A lie. Think about how weird and how messed up that is. If that tells us one thing, it just tells us how much we need a savior. Shameless plug for Jesus. Like, you cannot fix yourself. You cannot change yourself. The fact that our first instinct sometimes is just to lie tells us enough about ourselves that we need God. We need Jesus. I'm going to leave that there, but we're actually going to look at a story. We're going to look at a story in the Bible where there was this dude who had to share some unfortunate news with somebody, which as a friend sometimes we don't want to do that, right? Sometimes we don't want to actually tell someone something they don't want to hear. But it's part of being a good friend, and it's part of that is just being really honest. So we're going to look at 1 Kings 22. And in this story, where we pick up, there are two kingdoms we're going to be looking at. There's a kingdom of, is this working? Yes. Boom. The kingdom of Israel, who has King Ahab as their king. And then we have kingdom of Judah in the north, who has King Jehoshaphat, which is actually his name. Probably didn't have a lot of friends, but that was who that was, Ahab and Jehoshaphat. And this is a really unusual time in the Old Testament when there wasn't a lot of war going on. Not a lot. And Ahab gets bored, and he says, hey, Jehoshaphat, do you want to go fight someone with me? I'm bored. You just want to go fight? You want to go start a war? Because here's the actual conversation. He says, he's reflecting, and there's this town that used to be part of the Israelite nation, and it's not anymore. And he's just bored one day, and he says, hey, I want to go take that back over. I got nothing else to do today. Jehoshaphat, do you want to go with me? And he says, yep. But first, let's actually pray about it, and let's see what God has to say about it, right? Which, good start. Jehoshaphat's being a good friend. They're praying about it. So what they do is Ahab says, okay, we'll get some counsel. We're going to ask 400 prophets to come and tell us what they think, right? And a prophet is basically someone who prays and then tells the people what they think the truth is. It's a truth teller. It's a prophet, right? So they get 400 people, 400 prophets to come in who basically just do as they're told. The prophets, they know what the king wants to hear. The king wants to hear, oh yeah, go for it. You're going to win and be victorious, right? They don't really pray about it. They just do what they're told, like Mr. Meeseeks on Rick and Morty. And so that's what they do. All 400 of them say, yeah, you should do it. You're going to be victorious. You're going to win. You're not going to die. Go for it. 400 say yes. 0 say no. Now, if you're asking 400 people's advice on something and all of them say yes, sounds good. You should go do that. But Jehoshaphat, for whatever reason, is still skeptical. And he says, hey, Ahab, can we find one more prophet? And Ahab's probably like, no. You know how much trouble it was to go send messengers to 400 people to get them to come here on the same day? No. But Jehoshaphat goes, I really want to find one more. Is there one more prophet that we can ask? And Ahab goes, yeah, there's this dude named Micaiah, but he never tells me what I want to hear, so I don't want you to go ask him. So Jehoshaphat sends a messenger to Micaiah. And the messenger says, hey, listen, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's a waste of time. But basically, the king wants your advice. Should he go to war? And so I'm going to take you back with me. But here's a little pro tip. Just say yes. Just listen. We've got all these people on board already with saying yes. Don't say no. Just make our jobs easier. And Ahab's response is, listen, as surely as God's alive, I'm going to say what he wants me to. I'm going to pray about it. And whatever God tells me, I'm going to actually tell him the truth. I'm not going to say whatever the king just wants to hear. Have you been in a situation where you don't want to tell someone the truth because of how it'll make them feel? Or because of what it'll do to your relationship? Or you're scared of how they'll take it? This is exactly where Micaiah is in this story. This is exactly the situation that he's in. So first, Micaiah goes in, and I love this. It says he sarcastically agrees. Like, okay, Micaiah, everyone here says we should go to war. What do you think? Oh, yeah, definitely go to war. Nothing wrong is going to happen at all. Ahab catches the sarcasm, and he goes, listen, I want you to be honest. Should I actually do this? Micaiah says, no, you shouldn't. I prayed about it. I feel like the Lord telling me to tell you, if you go into war, if you go start this battle, you're not going to make it back. You're going to die. And I'm willing to put my entire career and reputation on this. If you come back alive, I will quit. I'll resign. I'll leave the territory. I'll leave the region. I will not be a prophet anymore. But if I'm right, you'll be dead. And we're going to leave it here for just a minute here. But we know that Ahab, this is not what he wanted to hear, right? He wanted to hear yes, because when we choose our friends, sometimes our default is we don't want conflict. We just want people to agree with us all the time. That's really what we want. But that's really a toxic way to view friendships. It's kind of toxic. And here's the thing, being honest is not always easy. Being honest is not always simple, especially when you're talking to somebody who wants to hear a specific message, like Ahab, right? But friendships that are built on honesty, they last much longer. And one of our desires for you guys in MSM is to have these friendships start when you're in middle school, and that these relationships and friendships start and continue into high school. They last through 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, through high school, and even for life. We want you guys to find your people, to belong here, to find community, because we 100% believe that your small groups are your people. But that works best when we are honest with each other. That works best when we are able to actually go into a situation that's uncomfortable and to tell someone what they need to hear. That's a great question. What happens if someone's tired of being honest and the person just never wants to hear it? We're going to get to that in just a moment. Thank you for that, man. What happens if someone just is tired of being honest? We're going to come back to that. But first, honesty is something that we have to get past. We have to start owning. Would you rather someone confront you with something that's not good or something that may convict you, or tell you what you want to hear and then go talk about it behind your back? I would rather have someone tell me to my face so we can deal with it between us, right? We can say it this way. Real friends don't stab you in the back, they stab you in the front. Caveat, real friends don't stab you, period. Let's just get that right off the bat. But real friends are willing to tell you a difficult truth if it's what you need to hear. And it's better that it hurts in the face rather than you find out from someone else who heard it from someone else who heard it from someone else. And we've all been in those situations, and it's not fun. Good friends need to be honest. But there is a second part to that story, right? We can learn from Micaiah what it looks like to be bold and to be honest. But what about Ahab, right? What about Ahab? Did he receive that? Like what you were asking, did he actually take that? No, he didn't. Ahab threw Micaiah in prison, told the guards, hey, don't let him out until I return. Didn't return. So for all I know, Micaiah is still sitting in jail. I don't know. I haven't checked up on him yet. But if you want to be a good friend, not only should you be honest, you should also be humble enough to take the honesty. It goes both ways. You should be honest. You should be a friend that's humble enough to actually take their advice. More often than not, when someone tells us something we don't want to hear, we get defensive, right? We make excuses. Like, hey, what if someone says, that relationship that you're in, that's toxic. That's not a good person for you. Sometimes you might hear them say, you don't know the real them, or you don't know the situation, or what about the relationship that you're in? What about the mistakes that you're making, right? If someone tells you something that's a hard truth, do not get defensive. Don't make excuses. Just take it. We need to be the kind of friends who can share that. We need to be the kind of friends who can say, hey, at this rate, you're going to be in the 7th grade for another 8 years because you never do your homework. You should listen to your homework. You should listen to your parents. You should do your homework. You should try. Instead of having friends saying, no, man, don't worry about that. And don't make the excuses that hey, last night you were up late watching James Harden's first game on the Nets, which breaks my heart, instead of doing your homework, right? As friends, we should be able to tell one another, hey, you should really think about getting rid of your cats because dogs are better. That's a truth that we need to tell each other. Yes, 100%. 100%. Cats, no, dumb. I said it. I know what I said. But as friends, that's awesome. Think of the kind of dog you could trade for that. That's amazing. Awesome. But listen, if you're going to be honest, you have to be willing to receive honesty from someone else. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a time of small groups. And we're going to talk about these 2 questions along with some others. Are you honest with your friends like Micaiah was, even when it's difficult? And number 2, are you willing to hear your friends when they are being honest with you? Really hear it, receive it without getting defensive. Are you willing to know and to admit that maybe you're not perfect and we all have some things to work on, right? I'm going to pray, and then if you are online, you're going to be dismissed to go to your Zoom small groups. I'm pretty sure the link is in the description. If not, can one of our leaders post it in the comments there? But if you're not sure where to go on Zoom, link is in the description. You can head on over there. If you are in this room after I pray, I'm going to give us instructions about what we do exactly here for small groups. But I just want to say one more time, guys, thank you so much for joining us this weekend, this morning. You belong here. A special welcome if you are new, logging in for the first time, or if this is your first time back, guys, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Let's pray. God, we thank you so much for who you are, that you've given us the gift of friendships. You've called us to not do life alone. You've called us to enjoy this life. You've called us to have fun, make memories, and you've given us friends for that reason. But God, we want to be friends who are honest with each other, because you also called us to keep getting better, to not stay the same, to keep becoming more like Jesus. And friends being honest with friends is how we do that, God. So I pray for the boldness for all these students and leaders to be able to tell their friends some difficult truths. I also pray for the humility for all these students and leaders to be able to hear difficult truths, God, because we all need it. God, again, thank you. I pray that these small groups who happen in person and online would be groups of friends that stay together and stick together, God, for years and years to come. We pray this in your name. Amen. Online group, you are dismissed to Zoom. If you are in person, hey, what's up?